When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright. Just wanna look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, a lovely day.
Hey guys, it's Nay. Welcome back to another video. Y'all, I am 6 weeks postpartum. I feel like just yesterday I was in labor. Like, I feel like just yesterday I was getting induced, nervous, scared, ended up having a C-section. I'm gonna go into depth of my induction story a little bit later, but if you have not already seen that video, my labor and delivery vlog is up on my channel, so make sure you go check that out. But I just wanted to come and give a little introduction and say hi to you guys. This will probably be like a weekly vlog, life update, days in the life of being a new mom. But right now I'm getting ready to get me and baby ready. My aunt and my twin brother is actually coming over to have dinner and check on me and baby and spend some time with us, so that's gonna be nice and lovely. I'm so excited to see them. But yeah, so I'm gonna get us ready and I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, hot places. I put jail. It's gotta be hot in here. It gotta be hot in here. I said Jamaica. Oh.
Good one. I put Jerusalem.
Yeah.
I just had to think of it.
Jail was mad funny.
Put Atomizer.
Oh, okay.
I think that's it.
And Piers, what sets?
I put an ice tray.
Oh, yeah.
Artists, I put Ice Tea.
I put India. Yeah, I couldn't even think of a freaking artist.
Keeping score?
Well, I'm losing. So. What you put for cruise ship destination?
I put Iceland.
I put Indonesia. I couldn't even freaking. I only got 2. Let's do another ladder with 14, cause that was hard.
Cause I won.
Stinky booty.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh hell no, man.
Oh my god. Nothing. Nothing. Stinky. Oh no. You taking the bathie. I need like 20 wipes. You smelling? You smelling? It ain't nothing to smell about, my boy. We're gonna get you washed up. We're gonna get you nice and washed up, okay?
Somebody tell me the answers.
You getting a nice foot massage, Stinky.
Maybe I'm telling myself that, but there ain't nothing that'll change that. What good would it be if I knew how you felt?
This is King treatment.
It could have been right, but
This is King treatment. King Cairo.
only think about you.
King Cairo.
Part of me that cared is gone, and I know that I can't get caught up.
Hey y'all, so it is a little bit later. Now that I'm 6 weeks postpartum, I wanted to go over everything that has helped me during the newborn stage. The first thing that has helped me has been the Baby Breezer bottle maker. That has been a lifesaver. Like, literally, it has made bottle making so much easier. You just put the formula at the top. You choose the powder setting. You put the bottle under. You select how many ounces you want. hit start, and that's it. The only thing is you have to clean it every 4 bottles because the powder from the formula, it like clogs up the dispenser a little bit. But other than that, it's been the best thing. The second thing, lifesaver, the Baby Breezer bottle washer and sterilizer. I really just use the Baby Breezer just to sterilize. Honestly, I just wash them myself and then let the Baby Breezer dry and sterilize it. Another game changer that I've been using during the newborn stage has been the Mom Cozy breast pump. Now, at first I was using the hospital grade breast pump, which is the Medela. I was using that, and the flanks were too big. So when I was pumping, my milk supply was literally nothing. I changed the flanks and that helped a little bit, but for some reason it just doesn't give the suction that my Mom Cozy does. So for that reason, yeah, I just prefer using my Mom Cozy breast pump. I am still trying to increase my milk supply. It has not been the greatest, which is a little bit discouraging still, because I definitely want to get baby off of formula and I just want to feed him breast milk. That is it. But I'm doing everything to increase my supply. I also too don't pump as frequently as I should, which, you know, it's honestly it's hard. Like, kudos to the moms who can pump and breastfeed every 2-3 hours. I can't. Let me not say I can't, but it's hard to. So I salute the moms that do. Another thing that has been helpful has been the Nara Baby app. So I use the Nara Baby app to track baby's feedings and how many ounces that he drinks each time he feeds. And then also they have a section or there where you can track your pumping. So I track the pumping, his feedings, and also his diaper changes, which sometimes is hard to keep track of when I change the diapers and putting it in the app. But if he has like a blowout, or if his poop changes, which it has over time, because I've tried 2 different formulas, and in between trying those 2, his poop was changing. So anytime he has like a different type of poop, I put that in the app so I can kind of track what made the change, if that makes sense. And then also the app is good too, because sometimes I'll feed him, then sometimes his dad feeds him, and just keeping track of when was the last time, instead of like trying to remember, oh, exactly how long ago he ate, I can just look on the app and see. Another thing that has been helpful has been the wipe warmer. I know a lot of parents and new moms or whoever don't really care for a wipe warmer, but I love it. Baby loves it. If I do try to use a cold wipe, he does not like it. He'll fuss. It's not the biggest deal if you don't have one, but it was on my registry. Someone got it. Love it. Another thing that has been helpful has been the Diaper Genie. With the Diaper Genie, there's no smell. Like, the bags that it comes with literally locks in the odor from the Pampers. The next thing that has been useful during the newborn stage obviously has been a nail file and a nose cleaner. I use those 2 every day, every single day. I clean baby's nose every day and I file his nails every day. I don't know what it is about newborns and their nails growing so fast. I literally have to file his nails and clean his nose every single day. The next thing that has been helpful during this newborn stage has been this cleansing water from Mustela. I would say around week 2, baby started getting baby acne, which is very normal. They say like almost every baby get it. I started using this, went away literally within a couple of days. Afterwards, Aquaform. If your baby does experience baby acne, these 2 things together, chef's kiss. Okay, I'm trying to think, what else do I use on a daily basis for baby that has been super helpful? That's really all I can think about. But yeah, my baby is sleeping right now, so I'm gonna put him in his bassinet. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. She said, take your time, let's do it. Take your time, let's do it. I said, baby, I'm it is the next day. I'm attempting to do something to this hair because I just cannot have a ponytail or a bun for too many days and just get a headache. And I'm actually getting my hair done in a couple of days, which I can't wait for. I have not gotten my hair done since my baby shower. My hair has grown so much during my pregnancy and even after, because I'm still taking my prenatal vitamins. But yeah, getting ready to do these 2 braids, and then I have some sewing to do. I have to finish 2 baby shower dresses for clients. My baby is sleeping right now. That's why I'm whispering too. Is this straight? Is this straight? It don't even matter if it is or it ain't.
She said, take your time. What's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. She said, take your time. What's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. I get smoked already, so part of my blood is. I see fast, pretty baby, so I got trouble trusting. But I let my guard down for you. Sarah, put my guard down for you.
Okay.
She said, take your time. What's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. She said, take your time. What's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. I'm a dog. I'm a time. What's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. She said, take your time. What's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. I'm a dog. I'm a mutt.
Sound.
Update. So I just realized I cannot find my sewing pins. Yeah, and I can't do nothing without them. So I just ordered some. Thank God for Amazon overnight. They'll come first thing in the morning. So everything I wanted to sew today, I'm gonna work on tomorrow. I'm gonna just clean up some. Cleaning is just so therapeutic. I'm probably gonna just do that. And then I also want to work on my son's shadow box with everything from his stay in the hospital, like the blanket, the hat he wore, the pacifier he had, all of that stuff. I want to make like a cute shadow box. I'm actually probably going to do that. So yeah. Son is 6 weeks. I got induced when I was 41 weeks exactly, which I didn't want to be induced. I wanted to, you know, deliver him naturally on my own, but nothing was working. I tried the raspberry leaf tea, that didn't work. I was eating dates, that didn't work. Curb walking, that didn't work. He just was comfortable. He just did not want to come out. He was like, it's warm in here. I'm nice and cozy. My mommy feeding me good. Why would I want to come out? So I had to get induced actually when I was 39 weeks. So they had me scheduled for an induction. I called labor and delivery and canceled that appointment. When I was 40 weeks, when I went to my appointment, my fluids were low, but it wasn't low. It was like concerning. It was just lower than what it was my previous appointment before that. So they just let me go home. When I was 40 weeks in a couple of days, when I went back to my next appointment, my fluids were lower than what it was before. The day of that appointment, they said I'm gonna be induced tonight. That was December 23rd when I had my last doctor's appointment. So I went home, packed my hospital bags, everything, got everything ready and together. That night they didn't have any beds available. They were behind with inductions, which I know some people want to get induced, like some people schedule their inductions, but I was just one of the patients that just had faith that he would come naturally, which, you know, wasn't happening. I was trying everything. I was doing YouTube workouts, curb walking, drinking a raspberry leaf tea. All of those things that they say to do to get your baby to come out is myths. The baby's gonna come when they're ready to come. It doesn't matter. Labor and delivery, they called me at like 7 o'clock on the 23rd, and they told me I don't need to come in tonight because there are no beds available. They'll call me when a bed is available. Basically, like, just take my time, like, because originally I was scheduled to go at 11 p.m. They told me to come in at 11 p.m. But around 7 o'clock they called me and told me don't come in right now, or basically don't come in later on. There aren't any beds available for me. They're behind with induction, so they'll call me when a bed is available. They ended up calling me the next morning at 4:44, exactly December 24th. I will never forget, and said basically I could start making my way to come in for my induction. We arrived at the hospital around 6:50ish. There were still no beds available. And when I was waiting, people were coming in whose water was breaking. A lady had came in and she looked like she was ready to pop. And I'm just not having no contractions. I'm not in no pain. I'm literally just comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable. My baby's comfortable. So, of course, I'm like, you know, obviously these people would go before me, you know. And even though I was scheduled to be induced, they still have to have beds available for like triage for people who come in, you know, and that need immediate help. I didn't get inside of the room until around 10 in the morning, like 10 a.m., maybe 10:30, and then they didn't start the induction process until around 12 p.m. So the first step of the induction process was a balloon. So pretty much it's like a balloon method. They insert like a straw inside of me, and the balloon pretty much expands. So when I went into the hospital, I was only like 0.5 centimeters dilated. Like, I was not dilated whatsoever. After the balloon method, which was very painful and very uncomfortable, it's like, imagine literally what it sounds like. Someone put up a flat balloon, like a balloon that's not, you know, blown up inside of you, and over time it's expanding and stretching you out. That's pretty much what it felt like. It was very uncomfortable. I was ready to get the epidural off of that, like, for real, but I didn't. Like an hour and a half later, I went to the bathroom and the balloon literally fell out, like literally fell out into the toilet. And also it kind of made me feel a little bit constipated, which I think was a part of the pain too, because it felt like I had to use the bathroom but nothing could come out. After the balloon process, they wanted to start a medicine called Pitocin. Pitocin basically is used to force you to have contractions. So because I wasn't having contractions, well, I was having contractions, but my contractions were not enough to put me into active labor. They were very far apart, and my contractions wasn't consistent either. So they wanted to give me a medicine which is called Pitocin to pretty much forced me to have contractions that my body wasn't doing on its own. And I did not want to do that, because everyone that I have seen talk about Pitocin literally led them to having a C-section. Every single person, like 9 times out of 10. So once they did the balloon method and they did a cervix check, I was only 3 centimeters dilated, like maybe 3.5 centimeters dilated, which again is not enough to put me into active labor. So they wanted to do the Pitocin, but I'm like, no, I'm like, no, he's gonna come, he's gonna come. So you know, I'm doing ball exercises, I'm walking around, I'm stretching, you know, I'm doing anything to try to get him to come out naturally. But again, he was still comfortable. So around this time, this is like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, that they told me they wanted to do the Pitocin. And I'm like, no, you know, I have faith that he'll come naturally. But yeah, I was past. They did another cervix check. I was still the same, 3.5, like 4 centimeters dilated. And at that point, they pretty much told me, like, you're either gonna get induced or you have to leave, like literally. And at that moment, I'm just like contemplating what to do, because I didn't want to leave the hospital, God forbid. And you know, one, my fluids was low, which they told me earlier on. And then they just did the balloon method. So I'm like opened up. I didn't want my water to break. God forbid I can get an infection, you know, if I'm like too far from the hospital. So it was literally just a battle of like staying there and getting induced the way they wanted me to get induced, or going back home and not knowing exactly what could happen. So yeah, I ended up getting the Pitocin. Once they gave me the Pitocin, my contractions started coming in, because again, they're like, the Pitocin pretty much forces you to have contractions that you're not doing naturally. So the contractions started coming in, and it was slowly but surely. So they started off small and not as intense, and then like every couple of hours they basically like amped up the amount of Pitocin. After I did the Pitocin overnight, my contractions were getting intense, but it still was not enough to have me go into active labor. Like, my contractions, they weren't consistent, and even though they were forcing me to have the contractions, my body still was not dilating, which was my main concern. Because if I wasn't dilated before I got into the hospital, right, and then they started doing all of these methods, my thing was, how does contraction correlate to how dilated I could be? If I'm not dilated at all, and then y'all are doing all of these methods, the balloon, the Pitocin, you know, breaking my water, whatever, and you know, on the monitor or whatever, it's showing that I'm having contractions, but when y'all do my cervix checks, I'm still only at 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters. How does it correlate to me actually being able to give birth? So I actually ended up changing nurses, which was the best thing that I could have done, because they ended up giving me a nurse that was so kind and so polite. Which, I don't know if you guys see my last vlog, my labor and delivery vlog, when I was doing the breast pumping to do the stimulation to help. The nurse that I had during that shift, that time, her name was Amani. She was very helpful, very sweet. That's the nurse that I like. The nurse I had before her, I told them, like, can I please have another nurse? Which I felt like you need to be able to advocate for yourself, which I was doing. Like, this is my first child, my first labor experience. I was scared, I was frantic. I wanted to have an environment that was healthy and peaceful. I didn't want to have an environment with nurses or doctors who I felt weren't listening to what I wanted. Because yeah, at the end of the day, like, doctors are, they're gonna tell you what's best for you, and you know, as well as for them. But it's important that you feel heard, you know. And with the nurse that I had, I did not feel heard. So I ended up changing nurses, and that helped me, you know, that helped me a lot. Christmas Day is when pretty much I started to feel, okay, possibly I would lead to having a C-section, because when they were doing my cervix checks, I still was not dilated. Mind you, they did the Pitocin, so on the screen it's showing that I'm having strong contractions. My contractions are close together, but I just was not dilated enough to give birth. Like, I just was not dilated. Every time they did a cervix check, I was like 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters. And active labor starts when you're at 6 centimeters. Like, and they say getting to 6 centimeters is the hardest part. Once you're at 6 centimeters, going from 6 to 10 is faster and easier, but getting to 6 is the hardest part. And I just was not getting to 6 no matter what. And at this point, like Christmas night, At this point, the Pitocin was at the highest level. Like, it was at like 20. Once they broke my water, the Pitocin, they said, I would feel it more. Like, it would be more painful. Once I got the epidural, once they broke my water, once the Pitocin was at level 20, when they were looking on the monitor, every time I had a contraction, my baby's heart dipped. Not a lot, just a little bit. His heart rate was dipping. Because the Pitocin at that point was so strong, yet I still had not been dilated, and then it was affecting his heart rate, they told me that I basically need to prepare myself to have a C-section, because if I continue to go this way, this route, being on the medicine, the Pitocin, for so long, my water had already broken, so I was exposed, so I could run the risk of having an infection. And then also at this point, I had been in labor for 2 days and still had not been dilated. It's just a chance that basically, like, you know, he's just not gonna come out vaginally. So again, in my head, I was still being a little bit delusional, I'm not gonna lie, thinking like, no, he's gonna come. Like, he's gonna come, he gonna slide out, you know. He gonna slide out when he ready. But yeah, he was just so comfortable. And then at one point they did a cervix checks, and his head was like turned to the side. Like, his head was turned to the side. And it wasn't best to deliver vaginally with his head in that position, which I feel like the contractions that they were forcing probably was just making him feel uncomfortable, you know. The next morning, which was December 26th, they came into my room, did a final cervix check, and I think I had only dilated to 6, like 5.5, 6 was the most I had dilated. And they came in and they're like, you know, you have to have a C-section. And I was just like,
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
this nurse, or she was a doctor, whatever she was, she came in and she said to me, I know you want to deliver vaginally, because I did. Like, I came in with a birth plan. Like, I literally came in, I don't want epidural, I want to push vaginally. I came in knowing I didn't want him to get any shots in the hospital. I wanted delayed bath, I wanted dim lights, you know, the whole thing. I had a whole birth plan of how I wanted my experience to go. And, you know, sometimes things just don't go the way that we want them to go. But she came in and she said to me, you know, this day, this 2 days, however long, you know, like your process is, or you giving birth or whatever, these 2 days of pain does not amount to the lifetime that you're gonna have with him. And although this experience in this moment, like, you know, is not ideally what I had wanted things to go, because, you know, I wanted to deliver vaginally, what's most important is that him and I get to meet one another regardless of how it happens. That conversation is what made me feel comfortable, like, okay, you know, like, because ultimately at this point I have literally been in labor for basically 48 hours, because I got into the hospital at 10 and I had my son at 10. So I had been in labor for 2 days. The doctors were telling me, when it's your first kid, labor can be hard. You know, your body is doing something that it has never done before. So it can be a little bit rough. Some people are in labor for 20 hours. There are some people who are in labor for 5 hours. There's some people who go into the hospital, they push and they baby slide right out in 5 minutes. Unfortunately, that just was not me. That was not my experience. But I wouldn't trade anything that I went through for the world, because I got to meet him. I'm happy. He's happy. I'm healthy. He's healthy. And that was the most important thing, you know. The recovery for a C-section is hard. I'm not even gonna lie. It's very hard. But, you know, it's all been worth it, because my son is just so perfect. Like, I just love him so much. I'm so in love. I've never been in love like this before. Just so much I want to do for him, even though I know he's like just a baby. It's just like, I just think about his life and his future and all the things I want him to experience and learn, and just like us growing together, you know. It just gets me so emotional, because it's just like, wow, like, I really, you know, I really created him. Like, I really created, you know, this hand, and, these feet and these toes and his ears and his heart and his lungs and, you know, all of that is here and created because of me. It's just like, I don't know, something just so special that you just can't explain. But that was my experience. Right, Stinky? But yeah, my baby is asleep right now, so I'm probably gonna try to take a nap with him, and I will check in later. So I'm getting ready to make my son's shadow box with everything from my birth, the hospital, and just like, you know, everything. So this is the box. I actually got this off of Amazon, but I believe you could get it from like Target or any type of craft store. And then what we're gonna do is put everything that's special, you know, and sentimental in the box. So this is the blanket from the hospital when he was born. His first pacifier, the onesie that he wore, was actually a shirt. It's actually a shirt that he had. His hat. And then I got this cue for Cairo. And then the pregnancy test that I took when I found out about him. And then I have the wristbands that he had on. Well, he actually had it on his foot. And then I have pictures from the hospital. And then, y'all, this little umbilical cord, I definitely saved it.
I care about you, baby, more than you'll ever know, more than you'll ever know. And still not drive me crazy, unless you're gonna go with me. No pressure, no pressure, I know you're real. The pressure will make you good.
I absolutely love how the shadow box came out. I just love doing sentimental things and things that just hold memories. My son is actually growing out of all of his newborn onesies, so I think I'm gonna take all of the onesies that don't fit him, that have a design on them, and turn it into like a pillowcase or like a teddy bear, something that I could remember and that he'll remember. Also tomorrow I'm gonna create a Valentine's Day basket for him. Even though he's not gonna remember, I'm gonna remember his first Valentine's Day. So I want to do something real cute and real special. I'm probably gonna just make all of that one vlog because I actually have to do my hair. I'm torn between if I want to do like a burgundy color or jet black. I'm gonna create his Valentine's Day basket. I'm also gonna do my hair, which I'm so excited about because I have not done my hair since my baby shower. I'm just ready to get back to feeling like me again. And although I'm not gonna be the same person I was before, I'm just ready to do things to become the best version of myself. The last couple of weeks and months, I had a period where I felt like I lost myself, you know, just trying to discover what my identity is now that I'm a new mom. I just don't want to lose who I am and my spark. So a part of that is doing all the things that make me happy, and looking good comes with feeling good. So now that I had my 6-week postpartum appointment and I've been cleared, I'm ready to start working out again and going to Pilates. If I'm the best version of myself for me, I can be the best version of myself for him. But I'm gonna start a new vlog tomorrow, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for all the vibes. And I'll see you guys in the next video.